Hi guys, Bruce and Augie here with Unilock, #Broggy. Again, wanted to talk to you guys some tips and tricks on our modular grill cabinet. We've been getting some great feedback, but also a lot of questions on some on-site modifications. So we wanted to do a quick little video to show you guys and give you guys a little bit of feedback on that. First things I want to show is just a quick reminder that this grill unit will accept any grill up to a 42-inch grill. And to do that, we need to modify and basically make a cut on this rail here. This rail itself is designed to be cut. Now that cut is going to depend on your grill size, right? Your inset dropping grill dimension. And so what you want to do is go ahead and center up on this bar, on this beam here, and then depending on your grill inside dimension, we're going to line out on either side and make our cuts. 4-inch grinder is more than adequate. Make that cut here, and then you do get included 2 of these angled horizontal supports. And so what we're going to do there is wherever those cuts are is where these are going to get attached to, right? And you'll see that they are depressed and they go bottom side up, just like you see there, and that allows us to stay flush for countertop. Okay, I'm going to take the included self-tappers and I'm actually going to put those in bottom side up, and I'm going to remove the excess tip with that same grinder. Now again, leaving us a nice flush install. Once we do that, you'll see here that depending on our grill, now I have a nice frame here for that grill support. So quick little thing up there. Next point I want to talk about is this 6 rail right here. And this 6 rail is meant to be modified as well. Depending on the grill that you're going to use, you might have to basically, that control panel might vary in depth, right? So we might have something where we need to fully remove this 6 rail. And so to do that, there's actually only 2 screws that you can back out, and then that'll allow this panel to be fully removable. It is the only one that is not welded in place, so it is meant to be removed if need be. Again, depending on your depth of that countertop, of that control panel actually, we might also need to do a cut on this panel so that we can keep this bottom lip intact, right? And so what that means is taking that same grinder and cutting, half of this rail out, removing that, and now that gives us a bigger clearance here, but allows this rail to stay in place for a 3-inch cut unit. That way we don't have a big gap opening here. Again, utilizing that bottom rail. So again, 2 different ways to do the same thing, again, depending on that grill control depth that you have there. The last thing I want to talk about on this is actually the most common question, and that has to do with this rough door opening. Realize that we do have a set of doors that will fit this exact dimension. That way you minimize any kind of metal modification that you need to do on site. But if your client calls for a different set of doors, obviously we want to be able to accommodate that as well. So first things first, if you need a height clearance here, very easy to do. We're going to take our grinder and we're going to cut away this rail down at the bottom, the 2nd rail, fully removable by cutting on either side and removing that. That'll give us an additional 6 inches of clearance on that height. The tricky part comes in our width. Realize that these are actual support beams here, and they do have rails that are attached on either side. And so what we need to do here is hopefully be able to harvest some existing parts that you have already for this grill unit. Let's say this is a standalone grill that I have on my job site. I'm going to have some end clads here to close off either end, which will allow me to have extra parts of these corner struts here. So what you can do there is reharvest these and basically form and mimic this frame here, right? So what you would do is keep the same rotation here, okay? I don't want to have it this way, even though I could attach in through this way. I leave this area open here, and I don't have that flange to be able to screw my door flange into this piece here. So again, kind of keep that rotation the same direction. And what you're going to do then is measure out whatever that width clearance needs to be, make your marks, and then with the included self-tappers, I'm actually going to then screw in this support beam and create a new support beam on a wider clearance, right? Once I do that, that'll give you the ability to basically make your cut here and then cut these along and remove this whole unit here. That will leave in place a new wider strut using these existing parts. You'll follow the same process on the other side, and now you have the ability to make this existing door frame wider and taller to accommodate your extra doors. Again, any questions that you guys have, your local territory manager is a great resource. One last thing that we do get a lot of calls on is actually the self-tappers that we have included here. We get a lot of calls that guys are having a hard time driving these through. And so what we want to show is, you might not be able to punch through on your first drive. If that's the case, go ahead and put your impact driver on reverse, back that out a little bit, clean out that hole, and then re-punch it back in. On that second punch through, that should go all the way through, being able to fully attach whatever you're attaching to your unit. So go ahead, a little bit of a small detail there, but a lot of questions on that as well. Last thing I'll close out this video with is, some of the resources available to you for these modular cabinet systems, and that's this install manual here. A lot of time and effort went into this. A lot of questions that we get are answered and available in this little pocket guide here. Reach out to your territory manager or any of your dealers. Your distributors are a great resource as well. They have a lot of the same info that our territory managers have and are able to direct you on how to get some of these instructional pieces. So again, thank you guys. Quick little tip. You'll see more of these coming as we get more questions in. Thanks.